Players have spent the last week and a half delving into Dawntrail's adventures, leveling jobs to the new cap and completing the content on offer at launch, myself included. And while I can only really speak for me, I've been having a really fun time. However you've been enjoying the expansion, I hope you've been having a fantastic trip, and in today's video we're going to delve into some of the interesting secrets, funny bugs and worthwhile sights to see that I personally found during my time thus far. Honestly, this is one of my favourite times in the expansion launch period. Everybody is just having a fun time, discovering all the secrets and details, and also all the jank that goes alongside it. And we're in that sweet period of time where it's all incredibly exciting. I'll split them out into chapters for you, so if you already know some of these, you can skip past those onto ones that may be slightly newer information to you. Let's start off with a nice easy one. The first thing pertains to Solution 9, the new endgame hub that you get access to around the level 97 mark. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but this NPC that you can find in the recreation area of Solution 9 on the upper level of the parking lot looks an awful lot like a homage to Mighty. For those of you who don't know, Mighty was a blogger that shared with the world tales about their experiences in Final Fantasy XIV, including those shared with his father, and how this allowed them to rekindle and strengthen their relationship. This was the inspiration behind the Dad of Light TV series, and those stories were eventually also collected into a novelization, if I remember correctly. Mighty was also a close personal friend of Yoshi P, and he unfortunately passed away back in 2020, resulting in this gut-wrenching blog post from Yoshida in loving memory of him. And here's the doppelganger of his FF14 character, right here in Solution 9, just chilling. Maybe it's a coincidence, but I like to think that this isn't the case. I like to think that Yoshi P wanted to pay homage to his friend and provide him a permanent home in the game to watch on for the departure of this new 10-year saga. And Mighty isn't the only recognizable face in Solution 9 either. If you head here to 1919, over to this section quite near the Arcadium where there are a bunch of NPCs eating, drinking and talking, you'll find this little Lalafell hanging onto the conversation that another pair of NPCs are having. That's a dead ringer for Yoshi P's FF14 character, and once again I can't imagine it's just a happy little accident. I wonder what other character cameos can be found in this zone, because I'm 100% certain I missed some. So if you find some more, please do let me know, because I would like to check them out myself. Also, actually, I have no explanation, but just look at this.
Wow!
There was also a hilarious bug that got patched just recently, so I wanted to catalogue it for posterity's sake before we lose it forever. From launch through to just a few days ago, if you, as a male Aura, had access to the Eat Pizza emote and used it, something truly and utterly cursed would occur halfway through. Getting the Eat Pizza emote was a case of taking part in the old Grubhub collaboration or picking it up on the Mog Station, and when images and videos of its inadvertent Dawntrail upgrade started proliferating, it quickly started making its way onto adventure plates around the world, because, let's be real, it's bloody hilarious. You can't do this anymore, and adventure plates update in real time, so even if you manage to capture your male Aura's best side via the adventure plate system, it'll be gone by now. At least we can still gaze upon its majesty here, I guess. So in the last video I complained a bit about the big turtle in Origenics, the level 99 MSQ dungeon. It was the literal same day that I released that video that I discovered something utterly hilarious that I never even thought of trying. It's not even particularly useful, but my gosh do I need to share it. So on Healer you have a role action that half of you never even bothered binding, and the other half of you never even used outside of super niche content like, say, Deep Dungeon. I'm talking about Repose, the same one that casters have as a role action too, called Sleep. Well, these role actions work on the giant turtle and can be used to interrupt its AoE if you use it during the cast bar. I'm not going to pretend it's efficient or a smart way to deal with this, because as one commenter also suggested on that last video, you can literally just drag the turtle near the wall, take the hit, and ensure that you aren't knocked away to keep uptime. Then use like self-heals or free healer tools, assuming they're willing to help you out, and you can deal with it that way. But this method is way funnier. Actually, before we move on from Solution 9, there's one more thing I gotta show you. there's this spot right near the main hub that is kind of glitched out, and you can jump on the invisible floor repeatedly to gain elevation. Honestly, I think there's a decent chance this gets patched out in the near future, but I hope it doesn't. It was really fun hopping onto Twitter and seeing dozens of players making totem poles on their homeworlds and sharing how high they climbed. I feel like memories like this are the ones that stick with people from the early parts of an expansion experience, and I for one hope that we can still jump on the weird Solution 9 totem pole for many years to come. Now, I've spoken about Solution 9 a little too much. Here's something I noticed that is completely unrelated in every way to all Dawntrail zones and content. Instead, let's look at your character. I didn't notice this at all at the media tour, and I've not seen it talked about all that much either, but if you zoom in on your character while you're idling, ever since the 7.0 graphics update came into effect, your character's eyes will subtly move. This looks way better than before, and it definitely helps bring your Warrior of Light more to life. The graphics update on the whole is just such a game changer for FF14. Even as somebody who isn't super invested in how things look, heck, I don't even bother with reshade despite it being allowed. I have definitely felt the level of enjoyment that I've had in the little things when it comes to this game increasing since Dawntrail released, because it's just a lot more aesthetically pleasing to look at my character, the scenery, and the battle arenas. The game has been elevated, and I'm sure there's more details beyond the eyes that I missed. In pre-release material, you'll have seen a lot of minions shown off, and one in particular can be gained fairly easily with zero RNG or drop rate wrestling to contend with whatsoever. Once you finish the MSQ, head toward the Copperstone area of Taliyulal and look for the Curious Corn NPC. Speak to them and you can accept the Corn of Necessity side quest. To be honest, I'm pretty sure you can do this with only partial story completion, but better to be safe than sorry. This will take you on a side quest chain spanning multiple quests that will have you travel to all of Dawntrail's main zones, meeting NPCs along the way and helping them out. At the end of it all, you'll be rewarded with the Cornservant Minion. In addition to a new Dawntrail feature, you can now add notes to people that are in your block list or mute list, so that you can more easily remember why you hated them in the first place. I didn't see this mentioned anywhere, but it's a pretty useful addition on the whole. If you finish the Dawntrail MSQ quests, which at this point I kind of imagine you will have if you're sat here watching this video right now, in the final overworld zone, you'll notice that there is a fairly drastic transition after a certain plot point, and after that specific moment, you can never get back to the original form of the zone. Or can you? If you use New Game Plus, you can revert the zone and enjoy it in its full glory once again. The only thing you need to make sure to do is cancel the New Game Plus quest chain before patch 7.1 releases, so you can freely resume the story when it releases then. So these are a few of the cool little Dawntrail features that I was able to find, but like I've said, I'm definitely missing a ton. What about you? What findings of interest were you able to pick up on your journey so far? I would be really intrigued to see them, check them out for myself, and maybe put together a sequel of this video one day if there are enough cool things to experience. Thank you so much for watching, and I would hope that you'd have a fantastic rest of your day. But instead, I'm gonna ensure it by leaving you with the best baby Mamul Jar sightings that I've seen. Have a good one.